In this video, we take a look at the Protrack 2, which is the premium audible altimeter from Larsen & Brisgard. Let's go! Hey there, this is Catherine Bernier from Skydive Vibes, sharing the passion of skydiving and helping you become better and safer skydivers. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and click the little bell icon to be notified whenever we post new videos all about skydiving. So whether we talk about tips and tricks or we do gear reviews. Before we start, make sure to check down in the descriptions for the links and notes we're gonna talk about in this video. So today we're talking about the Protrack 2 from Larsen & Brisgard, which is an audible altimeter which has a logbook feature. So it's very interesting whenever you want to track the data of your jump. So to start off, of course, we're gonna unbox this baby. So there it is, the Protrack 2 from L&B Altimeters. So first off, let's talk about its design. Of course, the first element that we notice is its large LCD screen, which gives an easy and quick access to a lot of information. It has a micro USB port right there, which is used to transfer the data of the logbook to a software. Another element about their design is that I wanted to compare it to other audible altimeters from L&B Altimeters. So I have here with me the Quattro audible altimeter. Even though we see that their design is pretty similar in terms of the line and form, but the size of the Protrack 2 is a little bit bigger. I did try it in my Cookie G3 helmet and I can see that it fits well, and even while I had the helmet on, I didn't feel it actually. So even though it's bigger, it's quite comfortable in a Cookie G3 helmet. Now let's talk about the warnings that you can set in the Protrack 2. When you receive it, it's turned off, but once you turn it on, it's gonna stay like this as long as you want. So this is useful to make sure that your audible altimeter is always ready whenever you go for a jump. But remember that if you want to store it for a certain period of time, well, you can turn it off. Now let's talk about the different warnings that you can set on the Protrack 2. It's very interesting because you have 3 types of alarms that you can set, and in each of those types you can set up to 4 alarms. So the first set of alarms that you can set are the climb to altitude alarms. So as I said, you can set 4 of them, and out of the box it comes with 1 warning at 1,000 feet. What would you use the climbing alarms for? Well, for me, as an example, I set it at 1,500 feet so that I can unlock my belt. Then I have another one at 9,000 feet to start to get ready and do my gear checks. I also like to be warned at 11,000 feet to make sure that I'm ready to jump and so that I don't forget to turn on my camera. The next set of alarms are the high-speed alarms, which is for free fall. It's with that type of alarm that you'll set your break-off altitude and your opening altitude. Next, you can set 4 low-speed alarms, which can be used for under a canopy, but also if you're doing wingsuiting. They can be also very useful to improve the precision of your landings by setting the alarms to your landing patterns points. And it can also be of great guidance if you want to do high performance landings. Another very interesting feature is that it has guide tones, which is actually a series of beeps between the 3rd and the 4th alarm. Like I said, you can set up to 4 alarms per type, but if you don't need those, you don't actually need to use all 4. The main advantage of going with the Protrack 2 instead of the other audible altimeter is its logbook feature. It continuously stores detailed information about your last 200 or 300 jumps. I don't know if you're like me, but at the end of the day, when I've done a lot of jumps, well, I don't always remember what I did and how it went. So for that matter, having something like that where I could track the data of my jumps and then put it back in my logbook, that could be very useful. Now, let's say you want to export the data, then you can go to the website paralog.net and get access to a software that is made for the Protrack 2. Next, the Protrack 2 can also be personalized to your own personal settings. So if you go into the setup menu, you can set things like the units of the speed and altitude, and you can also select different types of dive. So usually it comes out of the box with the normal type of dive, but if you're doing wingsuiting, XRW or something like that, the other modes can be useful. The other modes are much more sensitive and can log more precise information. The Protrack 2 also has 2 power modes. So whether it runs on automatic, which means that it's always ready to jump, always on, so that is useful if you're jumping frequently, and by doing that the battery will last around 2 years or 300 jumps. But there's also the Eco mode, which allows the unit to run continuously, and then if there wasn't any jump or any button pressed after 14 hours, it will then turn off. So that's the best mode if you're a weekend jumper. So this way during the week it turns itself off even though you didn't think about it. And to turn it on when you're ready to go for a jump, you simply need to press the center button and it will turn on. This mode also helps in saving the battery. And of course, you can always manually turn it off. So here's how you can do it. You basically go to the screen of the setup and then you simply increase the number until it reaches 10. So this way the unit will turn off. So now let's set some alarms together using the Protrack 2. So let's turn it on by pressing the middle key until we hear the beep. So now here's the climbing alarms. Out of the factory it's set at 1,000 feet, so let's change it. So now I need to perform the access code, which is using this small lock right there. So I press once, wait for the second one, press and hold, and release when I see the third one. So now here we see I'm working on the first memory of those 4 units. So that's another thing. You can set 4 alarms per type. You have 3 types, and then you have 4 memory banks per type. So that means a lot of alarms. So let's say I'm good with the number 1, and now I'm setting the first one. Can use the arrows, and I can press and hold to go faster. So that's just an example. Then I press the middle key and then I'm gonna go to the next one, and next one. Let's say I'm done with that. And here you see that I can set the sound or the pitch of the alarms that I'm setting. So that would be for the climbing alarms. And then I can test. And that's it. So that's pretty easy. If I want to go to the next screen, so that would be the high-speed alarms, then I can set them as well by doing the access. So now I can go through, that would be the different memory banks, but then I can press in the middle to set the alarms. And here again the sound and the pitch. As an example. So then if I go into the low speed alarms, which are the canopy alarms, I can also set the guide tones that I talked about. So again, let's perform the access. And here I can set the 4 different alarms. When I come down here, I have off or on. By clicking on, we see the G here, which is for the guide tones. The sound at 3, the pitch at 7. Let's test it out. The first, the second, the third, and the fourth. That's the guide tone. Whoa, that was a lot of information about the Protrack 2. I'd like to ask you a question. Let me know in the comments section below, what is the Audible Altimeter that you're jumping right now? Next, if you want to have more information about the Protrack 2, the roadmap to use it, but also its price, you can find everything in the description below. Now, if you want to watch other videos from Skydive Vibes, simply click here. And on that, keep jumping, stay safe, and blue skies.